Yes, from now on I will have a tag which will be either Jews, NHS, or my initials JC. Now you wonder why a man of my maturity, which is a great advantage for young ones, I've had a lot longer to see the evil of this world. And the evil is about to rear its head again. Again, blaming the Jews for everything when they're the best people. I won't have anything said against them. Because in time when there's millions of anybody saying against them, they have to prove it. If they can't, a smack in the teeth. No nonsense about the evil of the law. The law is a total evil run by the cowardly scum behind Cameron and Cameron himself. Now, what's happening at the moment? The destruction of Great Britain. The scum government, led by the arch liar, traitor, murderer, I say murderer with Cameron because he's the one who ordered planes to go and bomb Libya, the most prosperous country in the world, and turned it into mayhem, into a war zone where people have got to flee and they've got to come here looking for shelter. But of course, we have sympathy for them, yes. And Cameron is a guilty scum, like that arch traitor who made millions out of it, Blair and Brown the thief. That's the sort of scum we've had to ruin this country, but we will put them down. And it won't be with words. It'll be with this and this and this and more of this until they cower down and plead for their lives. Not that we are going to take their lives, no. That's too quick a punishment. They must have a long time to repent of their ills with physical punishment. And physical it will be. There's no such thing as any other punishment than physical. That's why the whole country has failed since 1945. And we will remedy that. And we will start with Norfolk seceding from the corrupt UK. And all the parasites who drain this country, who get paid for ruining it, will not come near. And that goes for lawyers in particular. Some lawyers will be allowed to practice in Norfolk once they've learned, these sparrow-brained idiots, once they've learned what justice is. They have no idea at the moment what justice is. They're too stupid, full of their own importance, because they've studied a lot of trot called the law. The law is an authority without responsibility. The result of that is deposition, and that's what's going to happen to them and the police and all local councils. They will be replaced by people who will be personally responsible. We will have no corrupt authorities known as bureaucracy, which Hitler had. This is why I say this country is reverting back, very similar. But we will have all Jews who want to come to Norfolk will be protected by the full force of the fist of the defense of ordinary people. And then of course, we will have no more anti-Semitism, because it will not be worth it to lie. To lie to ordinary people when the Jews have been for centuries and thousands of years the best people. Because they've been best people, they've made the most money. Because they made the most money, everybody who didn't, and they did it by hard work and study, those who didn't make the most money were jealous. And so they turned on the Jews. That's come to an end. I will never allow it. Jewish friends, no, I'm not Jewish, doesn't matter. You can read about my father, Johnny Hopper, in Dachau. You'll see why. Now, I've got a few notes here of what I'm going to speak about. Human rights. Yeah. We will have human rights. I see the right of one person to have work and to be punished if he does anything which is against ordinary people. That is to say, you will not be allowed to come here and plead because he's murdered somebody in his own country. He will have his ass kicked hard, and all the human rights lawyers, especially that liar, wife of Blair, she can't help being ugly, no. She can help being a liar against nature and the world would be people who wants people to be rewarded for murder, and she's aided and abetted it, and not only her husband will be passing many days, many hours in a 3-in-1 annual and marvelous restitution of truth and justice, which will stop anyone with any sense from committing any crime. Now, we want a few of you, preferably if you're Jewish, because you know how to do things, you're not lazy, you also have a great deal of understanding because of your religion, Judaism, the best religion that the world's ever seen, based on the truth of life in this life. And it should be. Who wants to have the next life, like we do in Christianity, to be devilish pain? Who wants to have the life in this earth, as happened with Christianity, to be a sentence of pain and misery? What nonsense. Anyway, coming to something, we will secede. Once we have enough followers in Norfolk, secede from Norfolk, and we won't do it with words. Any opposition from the criminal system of UK has become under the so-called democracy, which isn't at all. It's absolute dictatorship, as Hitler had. Absolutely the same. They have political correctness here, the greatest crime of all. And of course, because of that, Hitler persuaded ordinary Germans who loved the Jews, because they were all good to everybody, eventually attacking them with lies, persuaded them that the Jews weren't good. The biggest lie in history, you know what happened. So the Jews deserve to own the world, really, because it would be run so that poor people, which you always support, the poor people, the underdog, would always be supported by the Jews because they've been underdogs themselves. And their whole philosophy, their whole type, or if you call it that, of religion, Judaism, teaches that the rich should help the poor, and that the rich should always help the poor to create their own business and support themselves without the need of the state. And if the rich do that and create more jobs and more success and more happiness, they should never have money taken from them. What they have, they should keep, never to give to those who don't deserve it like they do here. There will never be redistribution of the rich under what we're going to do, because the rich can keep what they have and make more and be respected for what they've done. But they will all have to produce what is bought in now for a quarter of the price of what we can make it for, because we have to pay 5 people for the work and what known as bureaucracy's functions to try and destroy your job, just like the health and safety, a criminal organization of scum who need their face smashed in. We're not able to do that yet, but we will be. And there's a lot more. I'm going to speak about human rights, yes. That's absolute lie. Jews, get ready. The hate and jealousy is still against you. And Cameron, although he says he's not anti-Semitic, what more anti-Semitic can you have than bring in here? If we're there thousands of ISIL murderers and giving them shelter and money, and their one objective is to kill Jews. We will resist that with arms, and we will get arms. And we will secede. and have our own independent state with our own law. I don't say law, law, L-A-W in the singular, because there only needs to be one law. Do unto others as you would be done unto, and you can be judged by ordinary people. You don't need a degree in what nonsense in the law. You need a degree in intelligence and understanding. And we will be run and protected by our own army and police, who will be ordinary people, not like the scum police above sergeants who are politically correct and will be punished for being so. And punishment, it won't be with words. Business will be encouraged to produce and to, for everything that's used, borrowed to pay imports. And there'll be little, if any, bureaucracy. But if we have bureaucrats, and they have a little bit of authority, they will be personally responsible for their actions. If they do wrong, they will be punished. Something that doesn't happen to bureaucrats. Now they can steal, murder, whatever. They're paid off for doing it. That will be stopped immediately. Like the NHS, any wrongdoing by bureaucrats, it will not be met by a million rewards. It will be met more likely by a good smack in the teeth and more. And a visit to a 3-in-1, maybe for a month. I don't know if they can support that. Banks? Well, I'm not going to have the bankers hang. Why? We need the money. The bankers will have to show remorse. They have to show that their sins aren't going to be forgiven, because however much time they have, however powerful they are, they're not powerful enough to stop a bullet. Bankers will be used only to supply funds for small businesses. Big businesses will be hived off into small ones, because their function is only to destroy the small business to make more money for their shareholders, and we will sort this problem of shareholders out as well. What nonsense. Now, builders, well, we will have a great deal of building land, thousands of acres, which will have building permission. Instead of having building permission for 100 houses, now we will have building permission for probably 200,000. That will bring the price of building land down considerably, so that the house for an ordinary worker is affordable, which it isn't now. How can you have a quarter of an acre plot to build one good house, costing more than the house to build? There'll be a way to explain how it will be done. And the house, the land it stands on, will never be more than, well, say, 1/50th of the cost. Not double what it is now, or 100 times what it is now. Planning department will be run only by a jobbing builder with experience of building. So that, as it happens now with the cowardly planning department building on flood zones, they need a good hiding. They will be kicked out immediately. Well, we need to organize a few volunteers, because I will be speaking a lot, and I will show you the way to do it. We can do it, we will do it, it's our duty to do it. We will win, because we will have the people behind us who want, like young people will have at least 3 times the income they have now, because the tax will be tiny. There will be no bureaucrats to pay for to put them out of work, which is their function. There'll be no 5 bureaucrats for every employee. There will be 1 probably for 10,000, if that, because with computers we won't need it. They will have every decision made by the state, or Norfolk Incorporated, whatever they like to do. Every decision who makes it will have a name of the person, and if it works out, okay, he'll be praised and rewarded. If it doesn't, he will be asked to explain why and account for it. Accountability and responsibility is nowhere in the public sector. It doesn't exist. Hence what's happening. and punishment will be physical everywhere. For the time being, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got to say. I'm sorry I'm too short today, but I'll have a great deal more shortly. And you will have a manifesto when we have the followers who can do it in public.